What's up, everybody? We are live at the Business Temple.
Woo, woo, woo.
This is
Welcome
your
back.
co-host, Super Alex.
And this is your co-host Super Ray, ready for the day. Let's go. And we're here live.
In New York City.
Let's
Oh my
go.
gosh, I'm so happy to be right next to you doing this live. It's absolutely amazing. Y'all know our energy is so much more impactful, so much higher when we're just around each other.
I know.
So-
It's a match made in heaven, the reunion here in New York
Wow.
City. We're here at my apartment, ready to do this thing and talk all about Taoism. So
That's right.
I'm super excited. But before we get started, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and do your thing, people. So let's get this going.
Yes.
Woo.
Make sure you follow us on our Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube. We talk about the union of ancient philosophy and modern business every single Saturday, 9 a.m. PT, 12 p.m. ET. Today is a special time. We're doing it 3 p.m. today, ET, as we're here now live in New York. Yeah. Woo. All right. Now that that's out of the way, we can get to the good stuff. As Super Ray mentioned, we are talking about Taoism. We're going to give you tips on how you can apply Tao principles and beliefs to your business, with your team, and how to live the Taoism lifestyle as an entrepreneur. So it's going to be an interesting conversation. I actually had just learned about Taoism upon doing a little bit of research, and the principles are very interesting, and I'd like to hear your thoughts about it too, Super Ray. And let's get into it.
Let's get into it, buddy.
All right. Taoism has three core beliefs. That is simplicity, patience, and compassion. So, having said that and applying that in business, it definitely makes a lot of sense, except for the patience part. As I feel like when I started out as an entrepreneur, I was super impatient, man. I wanted to succeed, to get where I wanted to be right away. So I had to learn patience. I had to learn that the hard way. And so because I had to learn it the hard way, I was always trying to control everything.
Mm.
And having to try and control everything takes so much effort, so much mental intensity, that it's so easy to burn out. And so upon reading about Taoism, we learned something called Wu Wei,
Mhm.
and that
with
means
the flow.
effortless action, going with the flow.
Mhm.
Exactly. So how would you describe that in business then, man? I mean, when you started Your Voice New York, how patient were you, bro? Like, how far is your vision?
I say that I'm probably one of the most patient people you ever meet because
Oh.
I'm very patient. I don't mind waiting for something, and for me, what I struggle with is the simplicity part. Always had to make everything super complicated.
What do you mean?
Whether that be a spreadsheet, whether it be numbers, I feel like I have to go all out or it's nothing, and it becomes something more and more complex over time instead of being content with what I've already created or what I already have. That's probably where my issues lie, where everything needs to be uh, high effort, high intensity, high quality, and it often comes to my detriment because that means I take more time in doing something that doesn't require a lot of time. My time can be spent elsewhere building other portions of the business instead of just focusing on that one thing.
So, in a sense, would you agree that you, in terms of control, because you want to
Mm.
produce high quality results, content, products, and all that, would you say that you're when you step into business, you're very controlling about it?
Absolutely. I don't ever want to lose that control because it's a fear. And that's something that in Taoism they talk about. It's having a fear of not having control over something. Of course, there's going to be things that you can't have control over, but it's your business. Think about
Right.
it. It's your business. Imagine having a child and not having control over it.
Oh my god.
Other people want to smack it. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
So like you need to understand it's your baby, is your child. You need to have control in certain scenarios, but sometimes it can get out of hand. Kids get out of hand, things happen, but control what you can control.
I would
Yeah.
say when we talk about control in terms of Taoism, I like to think about my sphere of influence. A lot of times in business, we attempt to control the things that we cannot or don't have control over.
Mm.
This way to help with our anxiety, to help with how we deal with our stress. I think a lot of control or a lot of losing control or having or feeling like you don't have control contributes a lot to entrepreneurs' anxiety.
Hmm. I want to ask you, Alex, since patience is one of the one
I'm
of the
about to ask
things
you a question.
one of the things that you look to work better towards. How do you gain patience? I know it sounds weird, but like I think that's something that a lot of people would be interested in knowing. If now that you have this thought in your mind, well, I'm not a
Right.
patient person. How do you become more patient?
That's a curveball. I It's a curveball because I'm still working on it.
Mm,
You know, I'm not I must admit that I'm still an impatient person. I have gotten better at being patient. So how have I gained patience over the years? It's something that I've had to learn. You
mm,
know, it's something. So one way definitely is building a longer term vision. So I used to when I look at my vision board, it's always 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. But then
mm,
when I started making a vision board, what's my business going to look like? What am I going to look like 10, 15, 20 years
mm.
from there? So looking long term like that helped me to see the bigger picture. And by seeing the bigger picture, I become more patient because I feel like I now have something to work towards to
Like a
in
North
the long
Star.
term.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly, like a
Mm,
North Star.
mhm,
So
mhm.
yeah, I hope that answers your question, man. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that does. That really
I've never
does.
been asked that question. Of course, I'm still working on it. I'm all about right now. I must admit, I'm all about short term success. I'm all about trying to get the next big thing, the next big break. But once again, looking towards my 10, 15, 20-year goals, that makes so much of the difference when it comes to building patience. Because, like I said, it's something that you're working towards. You know you're steady working,
Mm.
turtling yourself towards it, but you have something to go to, and that's a formula for patience for me, I guess. Yeah, what about you, bro? Give some tips to everybody.
Oh, well,
How do you
I
gain
mean,
patience, or how do you learn it?
I'm patient because this is a weird thing because I feel like when you're thinking about something that's in the future, yeah, it's so far away that
Hmm.
it's just like one of those things that you can't really reach or touch. But to me, it's real. Like that's
Oh,
something that's eventually going to happen. So
yeah.
I don't worry about what is coming next or the day in and day out. I already know that that's going to happen in the future. Like if you envision it and manifest it, let's say you're going to be a millionaire, multimillionaire, whatever it may be, you already know that's going to happen. So it's okay if it doesn't happen tomorrow. It's okay if it doesn't happen next week. It's okay if it doesn't happen the next month. But if it's eventually going to happen, then what's there to worry about? That's how
Yeah.
I become
Wow,
patient.
that's profound, man.
Yeah.
And I what really hit me with what you just said is that it's okay.
Mhm.
It's absolutely okay. I know a lot of entrepreneurs out there, myself included, maybe you too. I beat myself up a lot.
Mhm.
I am my worst critic, biggest critic too. And so when you say it's okay, that okay, I don't have this yet, I'm working towards it, it's okay. It's a
Mhm.
telling yourself that it's okay. Really looking yourself in the mirror, telling you, hey, you know what? It's okay. Everything's gonna be good. We're working towards it right now. You might not see the results yet. It's like working out.
Mhm. It is.
It's
It's a lot like
exactly
working out.
like working out, isn't
Exactly like
it?
working out. You're not gonna get the six pack abs just by going to the gym once. You're
Right.
gonna get the six pack abs by going multiple times and continuously going
Exactly.
to the gym. So
Exactly.
I say it's the same and with business. It's easy to get caught up in the fast money. It's easy to get caught up in being impatient. You'll have your good days, you'll have your bad days, just knowing that it's never gonna be the end result right away. You need to continuously work on the business, continuously go and never give up. Keep going.
Never
Never
give
give up.
up. Yes, I would say that's a very important formula when it comes to being patient. Then, I mean, of course, if you give up, then being patient won't be worth it. Won't mean anything,
Mhm.
you know. And another thing I want to talk about, which I'm still confused a little bit about when it comes to Taoism, is the first core belief, which is simplicity. And they talk
Mm.
about effortless action. So go, I feel like so I'm a public speaker. We both are. I feel like when I'm on stage, that's when it feels effortless. That's when it feels like I'm in my flow state.
Mhm.
Wherein, like right now,
Yeah.
this is
This is
effortless
our
to us
flow
right
state.
now. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like I'm not putting so much physical, mental energy. I'm having fun right now. But
Mhm.
then let's break it down. Like how do we achieve that? And then how do we tell people how to apply it in their company?
I would say it's trusting that you've done the homework, that you've done the the stuff that comes before, because this end result isn't just us coming up here and doing it and then feeling effortless. But let's think of a gymnast when they're doing somersaults, when they're doing or Olympic athlete.
Yeah.
It's the practice and everything that goes behind the scenes that really just showcases out to the world. And if you haven't practiced, if you haven't done your homework, then it's going to show to the world. Us being up here, we've done our homework, we've done our research, we've done everything we needed to do in order to teach you guys how to become better entrepreneurs through philosophy. This is a concept that we created. This is something that we
right.
practice, that we can be hungover or messed up,
Yeah.
whatever it can be,
We'll
and
show up.
show up and do this, because to us is it's a passion of ours. I mean, it's a passion of mine to
I
help more
love that.
people, and I think that's also should be in a consideration when you're thinking about your business. Is it something that you really love doing? Is it something you're passionate about? And
Yes.
no matter what it is, no matter what it is that you do with your business, no matter what it is you do with your life, if passion resonates, it shows, and you can't fake that. And if you're
Yes.
nervous on stage and if you have trouble public speaking, I would say, look, keep at it, keep practicing,
That's
keep
right.
doing it, and then eventually it'll become effortless.
There you go.
Yeah.
I really love what you said about passion. I
Mhm.
think if you don't love what you do, if you feel like working in your own business is a chore, which is so weird, then it's gonna take so much effort. I think if you really love what you do, you spend less energy
That's true.
working on something. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And
You
of
look forward
course,
to it more than you
yes,
actually.
you wake up
Mhm.
for it. You wake up looking forward to it. You wake up happy, and you're just ready for the day. You know what
Let's
I mean?
go.
That's right. So like doing the business temple for us, I feel like it's very effortless because it's something that not only we are passionate about, but our rapport together as well. I think our friendship has gotten so much deeper doing this show,
Yeah.
and so there's just so much benefits to what we do here in the business temple that make it so effortless. But definitely passion is a key formula to it. You got to
Absolutely.
love what you do for it to feel effortless. Otherwise, you're going to spend so much energy, mental, emotional, physical energy trying to do a chore that you don't even want to do. And I feel like that's the key to making it, or simplicity, effortless action, or wu wei. I feel
Mhm.
like it really starts there. And not only with passion as well, but there are a lot of systems that you can use. Like right now, AI is on the boom to simplify your business. You could put content in a Word document, shove it in a design AI, and it'll create an aesthetically pleasing PowerPoint. You know what I mean? There's
Mhm.
a lot of systems out there to simplify your business model now.
And even kickstart some of the thoughts, because sometimes we have thoughts that we might like don't entirely see
Yeah.
in concept, but kickstarting some thoughts is just the first step in getting what you need to get done. And that's yeah, I think that's for simplicity. I did want to throw another curveball and ask you one of
Oh,
another concept of Wu Wei is pay no attention to evil and it will crumble away. So meaning, in a way, what do you think when it comes as an entrepreneur, thinking about your competitors, thinking about what other people are doing, and or even people that are negative Nancy's and telling you
right.
you can't do it?
Well, as long as
Mm.
that's a good one. When you pay attention, so much attention to your competitors, the bad critics out there, and they live rent free space in your mind, that will eventually compound, and then you will manifest that negativity, I believe. And so I think it's very important to acknowledge that the negativity is there, but don't let it consume you. You don't have to. You don't have to let that negativity take your power away. Like, for example, if someone was out there, I'm doing a public speaking engagement right now, we're doing a public speaking engagement. Let's say someone comments something real bad. We don't have to let that comment take our power away.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. Despite everything that goes on in your life, you always need to focus and think of like yourself, and think in a like one of the principles of Taoism is higher thought, and focusing on your higher thought and your beliefs, and stop worrying about other people and what they think. And that it goes not only for your business but for yourself. You have to be composed. You have to be stoic. We talk about stoicism.
Yes, a lot actually.
Very stoic when it comes to your business. You can't let your emotions ruin something that you've created. And it's really it's as simple as that. Emotions can either be the downfall or a great catalyst for you to continue doing what you're doing, or it could be your downfall. So think about what your competitors are doing, but don't focus it on it. Don't think that, oh, I have to be at that level, I have to be at that place. Right. Because I promise you, those people are not thinking of you.
Yeah.
They are not. They could give two shits about you. So
you're so right.
You like, and for the people that are trying to put you down, if anything, that's a play on their insecurities, and you should not worry about that either.
That's right.
That's my 2 cents for people that are overly concerned about other people's thoughts, because one, you can't control other people's emotions either, or their actions. So the only thing you can control is yourself, and that's in Taoism is one of those principles that taught that self-control and control with oneself is the highest form of humility, humbleness, and it shows.
Absolutely. I love that, bro. Yeah. You're on fire today, Ray. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. Now we've got one more thing to discuss. One core belief. It's compassion. Now, there are a lot of big corporations out there that don't practice this, but we hope that whoever's listening or watching the replay this is a gentle reminder. Not even gentle. This is a hard reminder to all y'all that you got to keep practicing that compassion, not only with your people, with your company, but with yourself as well. When I think about compassion and entrepreneurship, it's very inward for me for some reason, because like I said earlier, I'm hard on myself. I admit that, and it's gotten a little bit easier over the years, but still I would love to show myself more compassion, because if I have more compassion for me, and I'm filling my cup, then all that compassion could spill over to my people, my friends, and my company, and the customers that I serve. How do you think, Ray, we can apply compassion more, especially when it comes to nurturing teams, nurturing people? I know mine was very inward. Do you feel the same too, or is yours very outward compassion?
Well, I mean, I mean, this history shows, at least for me, that I wasn't very compassionate to myself in the past, and I've learned from my mistakes. And I think that's where that compassion comes from, especially with myself, knowing that you belong here, that you matter, that you, despite being a speck of dust in the galaxy that we call the Milky Way, we are all here for a reason, and you play a part in that. And you have to continue pushing and doing what you believe in, and if that's the business that you're currently in right now, go 110%, show it all, show up, give it your all, and continue on that journey. And if it's not, find a new path, find a different place, find a different business, find a different path, because it's not for you. I say compassion does come with a kind of a warning label on it.
What do you mean?
It's because we say this, and a lot of people do say that they want to practice compassion, they want to be more compassionate, but in practice, it's like, are you actually treating yourself? Are you actually showing compassion to yourself? If you're continuing,
or others,
or others. I mean, showing compassion to yourself isn't just providing, going, doing your thing, but showing compassion to yourself is not being your own downfall. And that's the only person that can tear you down is yourself. If you keep like, you know, the reason why we start this episode with this is Super Alex, this is Super Ray, because that's how we talk to ourselves. This is how you should talk to yourself. You should say, I'm super whoever every single day, and wake up in that kind of mode, because now you're like walking outside with a cape. You're a superhero. You're a superhero in every situation you show up to, and it's just a cool feeling. And you feel, I'm gonna ask you, all of you, this question. Don't you feel better when you tell yourself that you are better, that you are greater, than if you're telling yourself negative things or having negative thoughts when you're going outside? People resonate with that, and you have to be mindful. Take care of yourself first, show compassion to yourself, and watch how things change in an instant.
And just showing the compassion to others too, especially if your cup is full, you'll just make someone's day. You know, I always tell people, hey man, I'm grateful for your life. Such a powerful statement. I'm grateful that you're fucking alive right now, man. You know what I mean? It's just, it's so powerful, because you exist. Life, your consciousness, you're alive.
We're gonna start making out.
Be grateful for that. You know what I mean? Just be grateful for your life. And I think if you combine simplicity, compassion, patience together, and make sure you apply these three beliefs of Taoism in your entrepreneurial journey, you'll have grace. And I feel like that's the thing I missed out on in the beginning. Is it's all I was always hustling. You know what I mean? And I was always tired. You know, I was living it, man. Every day, 3 or 4 hours sleeps, just working all the time, working. But then I realized that, what do I have to show for it? You know, did I improve myself mentally? I may have made a couple more bucks, but that cost me my mental health, or that cost me my physical health,
or like family that. Sometimes
definitely time with family. And you know, don't let yourself come to that point ever. So this is just a reminder to everybody that this is something that you already know. Okay, and we're just reminding you all that, hey, you know what you got to do right now is look inward, take a look at the compassion meter that you have. Compassion meter. I don't know how you can quantify compassion, but
you can. I think you kind of can.
Show us.
How do we quantify compassion?
Yeah.
I feel like the way that you show others compassion as well is a way of determining how compassionate someone is. I think there is sort of a humility meter as well, a compassion meter that
I love that.
That just kind of
quantify that.
Yeah. I mean, there is no real actual scale, but honestly, you can tell. You can really tell when someone is just happy with themselves, content with who they are, and not just always constantly looking to change because they're not happy who they are. I'm talking to those people that get plastic surgeries all the time. Show a little more compassion. You know, those person.
Yeah. Be content with yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and I think one way to quantify it is especially if you're looking inward and trying to quantify compassion within you, is when you always have the capacity to be kind to other people. You know, I think that's very important. A lot of people out there, I would say, especially in New York, people out there need to show more kindness, need to show more compassion. I think people who don't show kindness all the time does not have compassion within themselves. That's why they don't have the capacity for kindness. So I think before you even show compassion to other people, kindness to other people, it has to be here first. Very, 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 very important realization.
Yeah, it's the oxygen mask concept. Like,
what's that?
When you're going on an airplane and the oxygen mask comes down, is putting on your mask.
Right. You have to put on yours first.
Yes.
Yes. Breed yours first. But yeah, there you go. We've got simplicity, patience, compassion, and there was another thing that I had read about. It's called embracing uncertainty, which is it's part of a Taoist principle. And this is actually something difficult that I had to deal with before, because I hated not knowing what was going to happen. And for a lot of entrepreneurs, it's like that. You drive at night and you can only see as far as your fucking headlights take you. And that made me so uncomfortable when I started out as an entrepreneur, because it made me scared, man. I was scared, and I couldn't deal with the feeling. And so I what I did was I wanted to try and control everything. That way I knew what the outcome was. But then the more I did that, the more I felt like my soul was separating. You know what I mean? Like I felt empty. That's what I was trying to say. I felt empty, And so when I relinquished some of the control, when I accepted more uncertainty, I invited a lot of great things. I let life surprise me, and I love surprise, good surprises, of course. I let life surprise me that way. You never know what can happen. You might be going through a tough time right now in your business. Profit isn't coming in, but you never know, man. Tomorrow, client out of nowhere on LinkedIn or email can hit you up and be like, "Hey, I need what you got to offer." You never ever know. And that's one way I kind of dealt with uncertainties, because I look forward to those little miracles. You know what I mean? At least that's how I dealt with it. I don't know, like, I know when it comes to uncertainty, you've got your own way. What is that?
I embrace change. That's my whole concept when it comes to uncertainty. I embrace the fact that things need to change, and that's part of life.
You need to change.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about now. No, of course, we all need to change. We all adapt. We all get older. We all get a little bit wiser. We all gain experience from this. And I would say some of my worst moments are actually one of the most memorable and most
powerful.
Yeah. Those were those teaching moments that helped me to where I am now. And I think is just embracing that change and embracing the fact that things happen. It really just makes your outlook in life so much more different. It's so much better. And I think when it comes to like not having control over just everything, is understanding that there's just certain things you can't change, and change is inevitable. And be accepting of that is powerful.
Yeah. You're on a roll, man. Profound stuff. Spinning over here by Super Ray. And oh my gosh.
Super Alex.
I'm about to kiss this fool right now. But yes, we are here. Remember, every single Saturday here at the Business Temple. We're going to do one more live before I head back to California. Yeah. But good news is I am moving here to New York September. And so you can expect us to have a lot more content where we're doing it live and we're together, having that powerful energy, making sure you start your weekend right. Remember, subscribe, smash that like button, smash that notification button. And oh my gosh, we hope y'all have an awesome, awesome weekend. Much love from Super Alex and Super Ray.
Let's go. Get it. Peace.
Peace.